Hi guys, it's Wednesday, and that means classic rock on Waxing On. Hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. We took Monday off as well to enjoy the holiday, and now we're back at it. I'm just going to read you a little bit off liner notes of one of the albums we're going to look at today. And this was an album came out in, I believe it was 2009. And it says, 50 years ago, Sam Phillips' legendary Sun Records in Memphis, Tennessee, was the home of Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Roy Orbison, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis, the founding fathers of rock and roll. Today, Jerry Lee Lewis is the last man standing. And that's what we're going to look at, the music today of Jerry Lee Lewis. Just to give you a shot of a photo I've got in there that came with the one CD. There we are, Jerry Lee, Carl Perkins, Elvis, and Johnny Cash. Firstly, Jerry Lee Lewis has been around forever. I can remember seeing him on TV. I remember hearing his music. I never really bought a lot of that music at the time. It wasn't until more recently, into the 2000s, that I actually bought a couple of Jerry Lee albums. And one of them was this one, up on Rhino Records. And there was a lot of these showed up in the discount bins, compilations of greatest hits. This one's just called 18 Original Greatest Hits by Jerry Lee. And you can see a little thing at the bottom there. The Jerry Lee music truck and all the albums he had on the front. So while he was performing on stage, he was also selling his albums at the concerts. Now this one was, again, a greatest hit. So a lot of ones people are familiar with, whole lot of shaking going on. Great Balls of Fire, High School Confidential, What'd I Say by Ray Charles, so not one of Jerry Lee's. Drinking Wine, Spodioti, Drinking Wine, Spodioti. The Lewis Boogie, Crazy Arms, You Bangy Stomp, and Wild One. Now, unfortunately with these discount albums, there wasn't a lot of information available as to who was playing, so I really can't tell you who's on every of the songs. But I mean, it's a great place to start, a good cross-section of what were Jerry Lee's hits. Now, moving up a few years, and this is the 2009 album, was Jerry Lee Lewis, Last Man Standing. And it's an album of duets. I'm just going to read off who we have and some of the songs they're doing. Not all Jerry Lee songs. I mean, obviously the first one's rock and roll, but the guest artist is Jimmy Page, so that makes sense. So Jerry Lee's doing some songs by these other artists, as well as a few of his that he's invited people to join in on. We got Jimmy Page on rock and roll, B.B. King, Before the Night Is Over, Bruce Springsteen doing Pink Cadillac, Mick Jagger and Ronnie Woods join in on the song called Evening Gown, Neil Young, You Don't Have to Go, Robbie Robertson from the band doing Twilight, John Fogerty from CCR doing one of their songs, Traveling Band. Keith Richards, That Kind of Fool. Ringo Starr doing Sweet Little 16, a hit of his. Merle Haggard's here with Just a Bumpin' Around. Kid Rock doing one of the Rolling Stones tunes, Honky Tonk Women. Rod Stewart doing What's Made Milwaukee Famous. George Jones, Don't Be Ashamed of Your Age. Willie Nelson, A Couple More Years. Toby Keith, Old Glory. We have Eric Clapton doing Trouble in Mind. Little Richard, another one of the great keyboard rock and rollists, doing I Saw Her Standing There, a Beatles tune with Jerry Lee. Buddy Guy doing How to Call Boogie. Don Henley from the Eagles doing What Makes My Irish Heart Beat. And Chris Christopherson doing The Pilgrim. So a lot of great duets. And I mean, at this point, 2009, this is a long time that Jerry Lee's been hanging in there, and he's still an exciting performer. This one, in CD form, came with a booklet. So lots of good information in there as well, lots of unique photos. I'll just show you a couple more. Jerry Lee performing over the years. And I think I have a classic shot here I'm going to show you. Yes, there's one. Get the glare off it. There you go. Classic Jerry Lee, that one. So a couple of albums to take a look at. If you're looking just to get an introduction into the music of Jerry Lee Lewis. I mean, the greatest hits, and there's a lot of these around. A lot of compilations that have come out over the years. As well, to see some fun music with Jerry Lee and more modern and other musicians doing duets with him, the Last Man Standing series. And I believe there might be a second one of these as well. I only have the first one here. Both of them very good cross-section of what Jerry Lee does. And a lot of fun to listen to the duets. Anyways, that's it for today, Jerry Lee Lewis. We'll see you on Friday when we're going to be looking at some soundtrack music. We'll see what that is then. Anyways, everybody stay safe, stay home. Have a great week.